Hello, everyone, and welcome to MT4 Professional. Today, we're going to be talking about trading strategies using the MT4 Professional Scanner. If you have any questions during today's live presentation, be sure and ask them. I'll see them in the question and answer panel or on the webinar chat. So you can use either one that you want. Make sure you ask your question. I'll answer them in the order that they are received. I want to make sure everyone knows that we are here for educational purposes only, that MT4 Professional Resilient Traders are not investment advisory service. We're not professional trade advisors, so we cannot give you specific trade advice. We're not registered to give you any specific advice. But what we can do is teach and train you how to use our platform and the tools that we provide to build a trading plan that is both consistently profitable and successful. Trading with futures, stocks, Forex, options, cryptocurrencies have a large potential for reward, and you can make a lot of money, but they also carry a large potential for risk, and you can lose a lot of money. So you must be aware of the risk involved and be willing to accept them in order to trade or invest in any of these markets. Please don't trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. Past performance is not indicative of future results, so make sure that you get advice from a competent financial advisor before you start trading or investing in any of these markets. And never, ever trade in a live account until you have first proven you can consistently and profitably trade in a simulated account. And only then can you start working on the mental aspect of trading, the mind games. And that's where 90% of the successful traders efforts are is in the mind. All right. I am Randy Lindsay, your trade coach and operations director here at MT4 Professional. Joining me today is Claudio Cardinale. He's our product development director and our technology guru. So all things technologically go through him, and he's the brains behind the code as well. So we're here to help you and to teach you today and to show you what our platform is all about. We're going to be talking about trading strategies using the MT4 Professional platform. We're going to talk about what a market scanner is and what MT4 Professional is. I'll go through a live demonstration of the platform, showing you all of its capabilities and answering all of your questions along the way, of course. And if you hang around till the end, I'll make a very special offer for you if you aren't already a current user. If you are a current user, make sure that you ask questions along the way so we can answer them and get you up and running in no time. So looking at different strategies, a trading strategy is nothing more than a method that you follow, a procedure that gets you into the market and out of the market. Okay, so that's what a strategy is. It's a tool or using tools that allow you to see when the best opportunity presents itself for entry or an exit from the market. A lot of strategies are available. Many popular ones today I have listed here, like the first one, EMA and price, that shows pure price action relative to a single exponential moving average. It's probably one of the simplest strategies, but a very effective one. And when used properly, can be used successfully in a profitable trading plan. The MACD and signal is also a very popular one. It's using moving average convergence divergence indicator to indicate where the bullish nature or bearish nature for entries occur, or when entry or exit might be there. So you're looking at the MACD histogram relative to the signal line, which are both lagging indicators, but give you accurate entry points for trading. They're your moving average crossover. Moving averages are very commonly used in trading today. And when you have two different moving averages, one slower than the other, then as they cross over each other, it gives specific points of either entry or exit, or can identify directionality in the market. So those are the strategies that are used to help you to not only enter, but to determine what direction the trade is going to be moving in. If you put several of these together, then you have another strategy, an EMA and price, MACD and signal, even a stochastic, like or a moving, a relative strength indicator, even a Bollinger Band. You can put any of these together to create a strategy that gives you an edge in the market, an entry point that you can reliably take for consistent profitabilities. And there's always the ever popular alligator indicator, which is usually 3 moving averages and is primarily focused on longer term swing or position type trading rather than intraday trading. So any of these strategies can work in the MT4Professional scanner, and the scanner itself can alert you when any of the conditions are met for a specific trade. Claudio, do you have any polls ready for us today? How about if any of the people that are in the class today are, oh, there you go, are using it. So are you currently using MT4Professional? That way I can find out how many of you are here for a refresher, or if you're here for the very first time. And they'll help me to structure the rest of the program. Let me know as soon as you have answered that, and we'll share the results with you once we're done. We're trying to get at least half of you guys to participate, so don't just sit there. Participate in the poll and help us to find out a little bit more about you. All right, so the majority of the room are not currently users. We have, what is it, about 18% are currently using it, and the rest are not. Either interested or not interested, or you're here and you need more information. So that's why you're here. Not sure why you're here if you're not even interested, but hey, each to his own. So let me go ahead and close that and move on. So what is a market scanner? What is MT4Professional? Well, look at all the symbols and all of the pairs that you have available to you on your MT4 or MT5 platform. If you look at the 50 Forex pairs, the 20 CFDs, the 9 different time frames, and there are more on MT5, well, that's more than 630 different combinations you have to check all the time if you're able to make trading consistently profitable. So checking all of those combinations for a trade, there's no way that you can do that manually. You'll be sitting there all day long trying to find something. You'll just happen upon something that looks really good, unless you have a basket of trades that you're always looking for, and then you're always going to be missing something that's moving. Trading with different instruments is important, and you really need to do that because it's trading uncorrelated instruments is a great way to remove uncertainty and to diversify your portfolio. And a scanner is ideally suited to not only help you not miss a trade, but to scan for and give you the perfect trade that you actually be looking for. So the scanner is a perfect tool for that. How does your scanner work? Well, if you consider a spreadsheet type layout where you've got symbols and you've got different time frames and you've got an output that displays, well, you're looking for either a bullish or bearish indication based upon the strategy that you're using. Okay, so what a scanner does, it automatically scans through all of the instruments that you're using for whatever time frame that you're using at, using any of the indicators that you are specifically interested in, and it displays the bullish or bearish nature of that output relative to the strategy you're using. So an example is the 2 moving average cross. If you're looking for a bullish cross of a 15 period and a 30 period moving average, then the bullish cross is the 15 crossing over or greater than the 30. I want that to be green. And a bearish cross would be when the 15 crosses below or under the 30 moving average. That's a bearish. I want that to be red. So bullish green, bearish red. A display like this would show me very quickly through all of these symbols and any time frame if I have a bullish trend, a bearish trend, a bullish or bearish cross, a potential reversal, a continuation trend, or just a congestion. So that's the idea behind this. I want to very quickly see the results of a scan so that it gives me what I'm looking for. So what is this, the scanner then? Well, the scanner does all this for you automatically. You don't have to worry about putting the numbers in or checking it or validating it or looking at just one or two charts. If you have a scanner that can show you this type of output, even for even 3 different time frames or more for any symbol you choose, that gives you a lot of free time to do the more important things like managing your trade or getting your mindset where it belongs or taking your dog out for a walk for the matter. Well, a strategy should be able to not only scan for these types of steps, but alert you when the conditions are met for a favorable trade. So you can actually go out for lunch and not have to worry about your strategies being found while you were gone. So here's another example on the right here of EMA and price, where we're looking at price being greater than the exponential moving average. I want it to be green. That would be bullish. And if price is less than the exponential moving average, I want it to be red, which would be bearish. So you can see very quickly the euro and the pound are in a long trend, but you can see some consolidation and it's starting to return back into that longer term trend. So you would be just simply waiting for this small lull period to come back in. You can see the dollar Canadian has already been in a confirmed longer term trend. The same with the S&P, the NASDAQ, they're in confirmed downtrends over multiple time frames. The bond itself is in a long trend, but it's looks like it's starting to reverse. As you can see, the 2 faster time frames are starting to change back out. So 2 things you'd be looking for. One, you'd be looking for the 15-minute to change red or to confirm the change of direction or the reversal. Or number 2, you can see the 1 minute start to change back to green like you see in the euro, showing that the overall trend will revert into the longer term trend. So there's a lot of good information here and you can see it very quickly with the scanner. I keep talking about multiple time frames. Well, if you trade using multiple time frames, you have a higher probability of a profitable trade, and that's due to correlation. The markets are correlated to one another. So let's look at these multiple examples over here. A 4-hour time frame has a specific envelope of trends up, corrections, trends up, correction. Overall, the market's moving up to a certain point with a few corrections, then it starts to move down. The hour or 15-minute charts are the same basic profile, but you can see they're a lot noisier. You can see there's a lot of ups and downs that occur within this larger time frame envelope. Well, if you're trading a 15-minute chart, knowing that the 4-hour time frame is trending upward, you're going to have a higher probability to have a profitable trade if you're trading in the direction of that longer term trend. You don't take the shorter term corrections on the 15-minute chart because you know that they're going to be very short-lived. So if you do that, make sure you keep your profit targets very close and short, but you can let the longer time movements run with the market. So if you have a market scanner that can search for steps that are based on your own rules and verified with multiple time frame technical analysis, the result will be a higher probability, lower risk trade, and it would be an extremely valuable tool. So let's keep that in mind as we go forward. So here's an example of a multiple time frame where we're looking at a 4-hour chart, a daily chart, and a weekly chart. Now I've got multiple strategies running on here. So this is looking at a EMA and price, where I've got price that's greater than an 15-period exponential moving average. So that would be one indication. Here is a MACD where I have the signal line and the histogram. And at this point where the crosshair is, you can see that the histogram is greater than that signal line. Also, you can see I'm using a relative strength. Now, the relative strength is showing me that strength is rising or building into this market because it's coming out of an extremely oversold condition and it is trending upward. So that means that it is building strength and bullish. So I've got three bullish conditions here that are ripe for a trade entry. I can confirm that with the longer time frames by looking over at the MACD and the relative strength on the daily chart. The daily chart is showing me a bullish MACD and also a bullish relative strength. And if I look at the weekly relative strength, then it's showing me also there is a bullish nature to this move that's coming in right now. So using those three timeframes and that criteria, then I can safely enter this trade with the expectation of a profitable outcome. The trade ended up being well over 100 pips in profit, and the outcome was based upon this strategic entry. So that's the idea behind it. You see a double bullish trend, even though the longer time frame is down or the trend itself is down. You can see that it's looking like it's starting to reverse because you can see the 4-hour and the daily shifting over, and with agreement with the other indicators, you have a confirmed entry point and a very good trade. So by taking trades that are in harmony with your longer time frames, using longer time frame technical analysis, you have lower risk trade opportunity and higher probability the trade will end in your favor. It's a powerful combination for any trader because it shows the importance of using multiple timeframes in your trading. And a market scanner that uses multiple time frame technical analysis would be an extremely valuable tool because it does all that for you automatically. The problem that we ran into as professional traders is that we could not find a scanner that met our criteria. We didn't find anything. The ones we did find were too complex to configure, which meant you had to be a programmer to use it. They were unstable, or maybe even a single tool that did not integrate with the entire system. A lot of them were just plain incompatible with a lot of the indicators that are freely available to you on MT4 and MT5. And there are lots of other issues that we came into. So our solution then was to develop our own. We decided to create MT4Professional for ourselves, for our own daily trading. And once people started finding out about it, that we started being able to make a business out of it. And so now it is the #1 market scanner on MT4 and MT5. It's a tool that allows you as a trader to instantly scan the market, the entire market, for setups that match your own unique criteria and rules. So when you find a good setup, MT4Professional allows you to enhance that with multiple time frame technical analysis, which really isn't easy to do on MT4 or MT5. And it will alert you to the fact that the trade setup is ready. So stay tuned. We're going to be going right into a live demonstration now, and I'll show you just exactly how it works. So I've got MT4Professional up and running right now. But before I do that, I would like to go back into standard MT4. So I'm going to go back to a profile that I already have set up that's using just MT4 by itself. I'm not going to be using MT4Professional. So looking at MT4 by itself, you can see that I've got multiple time frames, and I'm showing you how difficult it would be to try to do multiple time frame technical analysis. Now, if I were to look at this screen, notice that the only way I can get across here on the screen is by hitting my middle mouse button. And you can see that the crosshair is here, but it only appears on the time frame that I click on. If I were to go over to this chart, I have to middle mouse click on it as well just to get the crosshair. And they're not synchronized at all. So if I want to see what time and date this occurred, then I have to physically look at the time and date and remember it. Then I have to move over to this chart and find that same time and date, and then to see whether that is a correlation position. Now, it's easy enough at the end of that, but if you needed to do any type of backtesting at all, then that makes things a lot more difficult to say, okay, well, this is actually this point and not this point. So that's the hard thing that you see there. The other thing would be the number of charts that you see, resizing the screen. If I want to go into a full screen mode, notice the amount of real estate that I lose out on automatically when I have to resize this. And I can change the window size here if the windows are all the same size. But if the windows are not the same size, that's going to make resizing them really difficult. Also, if you have to change symbols or if you have to click on any of these, you can't just click on your market watch. You have to physically drag. Oh, that's the same one. You have to physically drag and drop the symbol on the chart if you want to change the chart or the time frame associated with that. So that's the drawback there as well. So let me pull up MT4Professional now to show you how we fixed a lot of these issues and made it so much more user-friendly. So by loading MT4Professional, then you come up with a blank screen and a configuration manager, which allows you to select any configuration or any strategy that you specifically have loaded and set up. Now, a configuration is a set of rules that go through and tell you how to set up your charts and how to set up your scanner. So by default, let's go and get our EMA and price strategy. I will load that strategy up, and you'll see I have 3 different screens set up. And I just now noticed that I've got a question in my question pane. So Jeff said that I mentioned the 15 crossing the 30. Is there any way for the scanner to determine if the pair is consolidating? At the moment, there is not that I know of. I think that you have to create an EA or another indicator that will actually look at the chart to determine correlation or not. You can't do it just from a moving average cross. So it's a little bit more detailed than that. But if you have an indicator, or we can develop one that looks at price and determines whether it's correlating, consolidating, or not, then yes, then the scanner can scan for that. If you want more information on that, then you can always contact us at our support channel, and we'll be glad to help you out. You're welcome, Jeff. All right, so let's see, where was I? Oh, yeah. So this is a strategy that's looking at EMA and price. So you can see I've got 3 different charts set up. Notice that I have a crosshair on all 3 of my charts that are correlating not only price, but time at the same time. So by finding a specific instrument, like let me click on, say, the Russell 2000 here. Then if I wanted to go and find a peak value, like right here, then I click on the chart, it freezes the crosshairs, and now I can see at this point that I'm looking at the longer time is just a middle point. So I thought this was like a high rolling into a specific fall, but it was not. It was just a simple correction, a corrective move in a longer term trend. And you can see on the even longer term 30-minute chart that it's the same thing. It's just a corrective move on a longer term trend. The longer term trend is moving down because you can see price is less than the 15 period EMA. Here on the 15-minute, you can see price is less than this 15 EMA on the majority of the chart. And then over on the 5-minute chart at the same point, you can see right at the cross under where it got below 15 minutes at this point right here, then this would be the first point I would want to be able to take this trade. This trade shows that price is under the 15 period moving average on both locations. And so that would be a valid price entry point at that level. So with that being the valid price entry point, then you can see that the potential trade had in it about was that 55 55 pips or so of profit potential built into it. More probably more like 35 than 55, but still a good trade set up there on those. So that's the idea behind the trade. Now, how do you configure this, and how do you get the scanner to show you that the trade opportunities are here? So you can see that price has gone back over the 15 period EMA, because you can see I have a green marker there, but I'm still red on the 15 and the 30. Now the 15 minute shows that it's greater than, but it hasn't closed yet. So this will not change on the scanner until you see this current bar close at the end of your 15-minute period. Now your strategy, however, can look at this in real time, and you can see if price is greater than that when you have a close on your 5-minute greater, that can give you a valid potential for an entry. But it is not valid because your 30-minute now is still below. And so that means the longer term trend is still showing a downward move, which would be more in line with that. Okay, so let's look at our configuration manager, and let's see how, by clicking the edit button, how we have our charts set up. So over on the right-hand side, you can see the chart layout, and on the left is the scanner panel. The chart layout shows 3 different blue chart windows. One is a 5-minute, 15, and a 30-minute. Notice that the layout is exactly the same layout that I have on my screen. I have 1 large window and 2 smaller half windows set up just the way I want. And I even can load a template so that the output of this window looks exactly like the template that I want to use. I can move these around. I can set them up. I can add a chart. I can tile them. I can make them all the same height, or I can make them all different height. I can move them around into 2 or 3 rows or 3 columns or so forth. So I have a lot of options available here. And if I have another configuration that is already set up the way I like, all I have to do is click this button, click on the name of the configuration, and it automatically will pull in the chart configuration for that specific layout. Now over on the left-hand side, you can see the scanner panel. It gives me the ability to edit my symbol list. That'll show me the ability to add any symbol from my broker to my symbol list here to look at the symbols I'm specifically interested in. And it gives me the ability to edit my scanner. So if I click on either one, then I can go and modify any of those. So by looking at the scanner, then you can see the actual rules that I use in order to determine the color of my scanner output, the spreadsheet that you look at. So the color rule for the EMA and price, we call it main CR, or main color rule. For this is applied to a 5-minute. You can see it's also applied to a 15-minute, and it's also applied to a 30-minute. Now, if I wanted to add more, I can by simply clicking the plus sign. It allows me to add an additional time frame. All I have to do is turn on that color rule, and that rule set is applied to this time frame also, in addition to the others. Now, if I want to get rid of it, just click the X, and it gets rid of that time frame, and it gives me more memory to apply to these specific strategies. So let's go into this specific strategy itself and see what it does, the logic behind the rule. So by clicking on the edit icon, you go right into the main conditions for checking the rule. So the first condition set is bullish. You can set the color of the output on the spreadsheet to be any color that you like. In this particular case, I'm going to be looking at a bullish cross. So I have the current close of price has to be greater than or equal to the 15-period exponential moving average. That's the indicator that's used. Now you can see if I want to use the indicator, then I select it from here. I can edit the parameters by clicking that button. So if I didn't want it to be a 15-period, I can change it here. I can change whether it's an exponential or simple, linear weighted, whatever type I want, whether it's applied based upon the close of price, the open of price, an average, or whatever. I can use any of these specific parameters to do that. If I want to use a different indicator, then I can just simply click the plus sign. Choose any of the indicators I specifically want from the already available indicators on your platform. Here's the moving average that we were looking at. Here is a Bollinger Band or an ADX. So you can use any of the available indicators that you specifically want to use. Here's your MACD and your RSI and so forth. So any of these are available, and you can use them directly on that. So simply by using them, you can put them in here and select it. So let me go ahead and put in another moving average here. Use this indicator. So in this case, I'm going to use a 30 period simple moving average. Okay. So I'm looking at this 30 period simple relative to a 15. Now, this doesn't make any sense. Why would I want to see a 30 period greater than a 15 and it be bullish? I wouldn't want that. That's not a bullish indication. So I'll just take that out and put it back to close of price. Now that makes sense. Close of price greater than 15. So let me click this plus sign here. Let me put my 15 period MA back in. Now I want to see if that 15 period is also greater than this 30 period simple moving average. So this 30 period is a longer term trend. So this faster, shorter term trend will cross up and down over this. So I'm looking at price interacting with the moving average, and I'm looking at this moving average interacting with the slower simple. Both of these conditions have to be true in order for me to get a bullish output, in order for me to get a green signal on my scanner. So that's the rule set there. And you can put as many other indications as you want to down here, simply by either using the already loaded indicators that you have or adding a new indicator here. Say, for example, your relative strength. So go to your oscillators, pull up your relative strength, pick that indicator. 14 period is fine. Now I want to see if that current relative strength is less than a constant value of 30. So if I have price greater than the 15 greater than 30, and the relative strength is less than 30, which means it's extremely oversold, that's really bullish. I want to be notified when that becomes true. So those are some things that you can do. And I can add any other set of conditions necessary in order to make me aware that the bullish nature of the market is there. Okay, so that's what the strategy is all about. So let me go ahead and get rid of these two, since I'm not that particularly interested in those. I just want to see price interacting. This is pure price action strategy. The strategy is looking at price greater than or less than this 15 period EMA. Okay. On the flip side, if the price is less than the 15 period EMA, I want it to be bearish, or the sell to be painted red. If neither of these are true, then I want the sell color to be neutral color, a default color, which is yellow, saying that the trade isn't quite set up yet. It's neither bullish nor bearish. And I just need to wait for the conditions to be right for the trade. Right. Now I could change these and add any conditions that I wanted to from my previous setup. So I could say, oh, that 15 has to be less than the 30. And I could add the RSI if I wanted to, and not so forth and so on. But I don't need that. I'm just really looking for it being bullish on price close or bearish on a price close. And that's it. All right. So that's the main color rule, main CR. You can name this any name that you want. You can set up any conditions that you want on yours. This is just a good example showing that. And then you take that same name and apply it to any time frame. Now, I can use any time frame that I want. that's available to me. I can also use any number of color rules. So notice I have a plus sign here that allows me to add additional color rules within the strategy. So I'm not limited in any sense to the number of strategies I can apply to a specific time frame. To be notified, all I need to do is select the real-time notifications tick box here, and that will automatically notify me and include a snapshot if I want that the conditions are met for this strategy on any or all of these timeframes. If the conditions set up are true and it changes from a previous state, then it will send me a notification and an alert message to let me know that that occurred. And if you want the message sent to your phone as well via SMS message, then make sure that you set up your phone number or your Telegram account if you want to have Telegram messages as well sent. And it will automatically give you an indication via Telegram or your phone of the setup is true. All right. So are there any questions? Then let's look at a little more complex one like the MACD here. So this one's looking at a 4-hour daily, weekly. We saw this as an example earlier. Okay. If you look at the configuration of the scanner itself is looking at a 4-hour, a daily, and a weekly. Also, it's using these specific symbols, and I have it configured to look at that. So if we were to edit this configuration here, you can see I have it set up to do that same thing. I have one large one set to be a 4-hour using this template, and I have that same template applied to all 3 charts, specific sizes and timeframes. If I go to the scanner panel and look at the scanner rules, then you can see that I have specific color rule called strong signal. Now, the strong signal is one of 2 strategies that I have loaded. Now, notice I don't have the trend CR, which is the trend color rule, loaded or turned on for this. I'm just only interested in the signal coming from the 4-hour. If I scroll down a little bit and look at the weekly chart, notice it's the one that I'm looking at the longer term trend. So if I'm looking for the trend based upon the longer term chart, then all I need is these signals from these other 2 faster charts in order to make the trade. So let's look at that strong signal rule and find out what it is. A strong signal, in this case, a strong bearish signal, would be when the MACD histogram is less than the MACD signal line. So you got the histogram, which is the base indicator, and the signal line, and I'm comparing the 2. I haven't the same indicator, but different instances looking at different outputs. So there are 2 outputs on this indicator. And I have it set up to look at both of those. And I'm comparing one with the other. So on the chart, you're looking for this white base indicator to be less than the red signal line. That's what this line is doing right here. The second one is looking at price to see if it's less than the 15-period exponential moving average. So here you're looking for this 15-period and this price. You want to see this price less than this 15-period EMA. And the third condition, you want to see that the relative strength, in this case 2 bars ago, has to be greater than the current relative strength at the current close. So you're looking at the relative strength here 2 bars ago compared to the current relative strength, which is right here. If that is greater than that, that shows that we have a declining slope or a relative strength that's moving down in value. So it's losing strength. That's bearish. So all 3 of these conditions give me bearish intent in the market, and I want to see the output of my scanner red. So over here, I need to see a red scanner output if all 3 of these are true. Conversely, the bullish setup or conditions are just the opposite. I need to see that the histogram is greater than the signal line. I need to see price greater than the 15-period EMA. And I need to see a declining or the previous value is a slope up. I need to see that the previous value is less than the current value of the relative strength. Now, this is if you look at the indicator itself, then you can see the output of that is based upon a shift. So we're shifting the output of the indicator back in time, 2 bars back, to see what the previous value was. And we're comparing that with the current close of the relative strength, which is not shifted at all. So if you look at this specific one, you can see that it's not shifted. It has a current shift of 1, which is the current last consolidated bar. If you want to look at the live price, which is what it's doing before the bar closes, then you would set this to be a 0. All right, so bearish, bullish. If neither one of these are true, then the output will be yellow, showing that it's still setting itself up for a particular trade. One thing I want to point out, once you have your configuration set up and working, and you really like the way it's working, you can share this configuration with anyone in the MT4 professional community. So if you're trading with some friends, or if you just met someone and you want to share with them the success that you're having with it, then all you have to do is click the share icon in the bottom right-hand corner of this configuration window. That share icon will pull up a question to allow you to enter the email or name of the person using MT4 Professional that you can share it with. So by entering their name or email address here, then you can find the specific user, your teammate, your friend, whoever it might be, and share your configuration with them so that they can have this same strategy that you're using at the same time, instantly sharing all the work that you've done so that they can have access to it. So it gets everybody on the same page at the same time. It's a really good tool, and it's really nice to be able to have that and see it. Also, if you're in the trade and you need to get away, you need to go out and go to lunch or have a meeting somewhere, and you don't want to be tied down to your computer, then you can go mobile. So with MT4 Professional, all you have to do is pull up your browser on your mobile device, either on your phone, your tablet, or your laptop. And this is a browser here on my computer, and I just using it to show you what it would look like on a mobile device if you had it away. So here in the background, you can see my MT4 Professional scanner running on my platform. Now I'm leaving, I'm going away, and I've logged into the members area of the MT4 Professional website right here. All I have to do is click on the menu icon in the upper right and click on the real-time scanner. What that does is it allows me to select whatever account that I'm currently running on my platform. And so this one is the platform that I'm using, and this is the account that I currently have set up. Now you can see that it displays for me the symbol list and the scanner results for the current scanner that I have running. So anytime that this scanner updates or changes any of these cells, this will automatically update as well in real time. So I get a live update on any of the outputs. And if anything triggers or if anything sets up, then I'll get notified through the notifications panel right here. So the announcements and notifications settings will come here, giving me an alert knowing that I have a setup that's pending. Or if I see a setup pending or get alert, then I can simply click on that symbol. Notice that the euro now changes to the pound, and it's going to send me a picture of that scanner so that I see what that setup is and whether it's a something I want to take a trade on right now. If it is, all I have to do is contact my broker on my mobile device, take the trade, and I'm in like Flint. Or if I see that I've met my profit target and I got an alert to that back, then all I have to do is contact my broker and exit the trade, either on my phone or my tablet device, and exit the trade right there. So it's quick, it's easy, and it's very integrated. So I'm not tied to my desk. My computer at home is working away, and I've got my mobile device here linked together, helping me to stay integrated with my whole system without having to physically be there. So I think that's an awesome tool, and it's really great. You can also take any of these snapshots or take a snapshot of your screen here by using the icon at the right here. So a little photo icon. Take a snapshot of your screen, and you can set this up and view those online by clicking the snapshot registry. And then you can see that all the snapshots taken will be available here on this page. You can also organize them with tags so that you can look at specific setups the way that you like them, what things have looked good and what things don't. And you can even share them. So if you, it gives you a link to a copy and share on any of the social media devices that you're used to doing. Or if you don't want to share them, then you can change the public or private status of your page very, very easily to do that. So that's how you share everything. And let's see, did I miss anything? Oh yeah. If you have any specific questions, or if you need to look at the onboarding process, then the home page in the members area takes you through and walks you through a step-by-step procedure on how to get up and running with MT4Professional from the very start. We even provide you our online help and documentation center, and we refer to that as our solutions page or knowledge base. And so within our solutions channel, you can see all of the links to get going, quick start videos, the scanner configuration videos, the workspace configurator, the scanner symbol list configurator, and so forth. And you can even see the different settings on how to link your Telegram account, or how to link your phone, or how to set up and manage your subscription and your license, and even how to unsubscribe if you need to do that as well. Everything is within our solutions. And if you have any question whatsoever, you can always create a support ticket right here. And you can keep track of those support tickets right here in the members area as well by clicking on the link that's there. Everything on MT4Professional is backed up and used in the cloud. You never have to worry about losing a configuration. All the time that you spent setting this up, getting it configured and using it is perfect. Then you don't have to worry about it. Even if your computer crashes, your hard drive goes down, you've lost everything. All you have to do is reinstall a fresh version of MT4Professional onto your MT4 account, and you're back up and running. And all of your configurations, all of your strategies that you have are all going to be there. And you don't have to worry about losing or missing out on anything. They'll all be there. All right. Are there other questions then? It's a very quiet audience today. Not a lot of questions. Either one, I'm answering most of your questions along the way, or two, you really don't know what questions to ask. So I've given some pretty good examples of that. So let me go into then my presentation, and I'll make you a very special offer in case you don't already have MT4Professional. Well, MT4Professional includes the full featured software for both MT4 and MT5. We include our exclusive Skype community. You get access to all of the MT4Professional users. You get unlimited configuration storage using Telegram, emails, push notifications. You get up to 100 SMS notifications per month, but unlimited notifications on the other devices. You get dozens of pre-configured presets on both MT4 and MT5. we have a value of that that's around $2,300. Of course, you're not going to pay that. We have set up a limited time offer on a monthly basis to lease out MT4 Professional to you at $194 a month. But no, you're not going to have to pay that either. We have set it up to be $97 a month, which is 50% off of the normal limited time price that we've set up. We've even made it available to you 14 days absolutely free to try it out, to put your strategy in, to set it up, to see the amount of alerts that you can get, to play with the strategy configurations, to set up all of your charts just the way that you like them. 14 days is a long time to get all that up and running, and you can even have a lot of profitable trades within that period. So by inserting the link mt4professional.com/trial into your browser and going there, then you can sign up for this $97 per month, 14-day free trial of MT4 Professional. Now, $97 a month is not very much considering the amount of money that you can make based upon any one of these specific trades. The one example that I did show you, over 100 pips, not only would have paid for that for the first month, but it would have paid for it for the next 10 months. So that was an awesome setup and trade. And the scanner shows you exactly how to find those. So $97 per month, you get 14 days absolutely free to try it out. If at the end of the 14-day period you don't think it's for you, then just simply cancel, go away. You won't be charged a penny. It's absolutely free. However, at the end of the 14 days, if you like it and you want to continue on, then just simply do nothing, and the $97 will automatically start billing to your account. Now, this isn't a one-time discount, and then it starts going back to the original price. This is a lifetime discount, so you get to lock in the full discount for the life of the subscription. So you don't have to worry about changing it. So once you're in, and you don't have to worry about getting back out again. If you do have any questions along the way, or if you have any more questions from today's presentation, you can always contact us at support@mt4professional.com. A ticket will automatically be entered, and we'll get back with you just as soon as we can. And we promise and guarantee 24-hour return on your questions or any specific thing that you might have. So let me get back to my presentation. Let me get back to the thing, and I'll leave the link down here on the bottom for you so that you can see the setup so that you can get started with MT4 Professional today. Nothing out of your pocket, and your card will not be charged until the end of the 14-day trial, after the full 14 days have completed. Are there any specific configurations that you are interested in that you want me to show or set up? Let me know now. We have about 6 more minutes left in the class today, and I'll be glad to answer your questions or help you out, or to show you anything that you might be interested in. No? Pull up third-party indicators. Yes, you can use third-party indicators, and you can, if you've written your own indicators or purchased some from another vendor, you can integrate and use those within the scanner just as well. Here's one that I like to show because it shows the Hawkeye tools, Hawkeye traders. It's a third-party vendor that sells indicators, and we fully use and integrate the software and the scanner itself with these tools. Now, it is a very robust system, and so in order to use that, you can see that the multiple scanners are running on any one particular time frame. This one shows that I have 3 scanners set up running on the 5-minute time frame. I have 2 different scanners set up running on the 15-minute, and only one is set up on the 30-minute, because the strategy is looking at trend, momentum, and volume. to make a trade decision. So by looking at that on the 5-minute, I'm looking at all three of those: trend, volume, and momentum, all three. On the second time frame, I don't care what the trend is. I'm only interested in the momentum or the volume of the output. So it's looking at that as a strategy. And then the third time frame, it's only looking at volume, because volume really is a leading indicator. So it's looking at what is occurring. So you can see selling volume is already coming in for the past hour. And here you can see that selling volume was in, but now it's starting to weaken out. And then here on the shorter time frame, you can see that that buying volume has gone back into selling and neutral volume at the very last minute. So you can see not a lot of correlation between any three of those. So you can see that based upon the selling that's here, the neutral position here, and also the neutral position here, this is not a good trade setup. You want to find something that's in agreement across the board, like the euro pound. Right here, it's showing that it is very bearish across the board. And you want to find it when the 5-minute first turns in line with the longer term volume trend. And that is a very good entry setup. Here's another one on the Swiss yen showing a bullish configuration and setup. So those are the things that you'd want to be very quickly scanning through and identifying and clicking over and taking those as trades. So it doesn't matter what tool you use. So if you look at that specific configuration, it takes what could be a complex configuration and makes it very simple. So by looking at my rule, then you can see a 5-minute, I'm using 3 different scan rules. Each scan rule is looking at a different indicator. Here it's looking at the trend indicator to see whether it's bullish or bearish. This one is looking at your volume indicator, okay, to determine whether it's bullish or bearish and so forth. And it's looking at it on multiple time frames. Okay. So regardless of the complexity of your indicator, MT4Professional can handle the values. If the output is displayed on your data window, MT4Professional can see it and use it. I'm showing MT4. It's just as useful and very valuable on MT5 as well. Probably within the next week or two, I'm going to be transitioning over to MT5 myself. So I'll be moving from the MT4 to the MT5 platform, and then I'll be showing the videos and all the displays on MT5 as we move over into the future. So if there are not any more questions or any additional comments, then I thank you for joining me today. This is the end of our class and presentation today. Again, if you have any questions or comments, you can always send us an output to, you can always send us your questions to support@mt4professional.com. And don't forget to input your trial for today. mt4professional.com/trial. Start your 14-day free trial, lock in the 50% off discount, and we'll love to see you in our Skype chat room to share some of the strategies that we already have up and running with. All right. So thank you very much for your time and attention. You have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you here in exactly 2 weeks from today. Bye for now.